Hello everybody and welcome into another Ultimate Reacts, and today we are diving into Enshrouded. This is a game that I absolutely love. If you've checked out my gaming channel, if you haven't, then well, I love this game. It is easily my top game at the moment, and it is basically what I've been calling a forever game for my gaming channel, which means to me, as long as they keep putting out updates, I'm going to be playing it, like hands down, right? So this one is the 1.0 improvements dev update part 1. Now before I dive into this video, they have pinned comments down here. So what about for performance? A performance video is to be released before the end of the month. Knock on wood. I can't wait for that. I'm excited about that. Adding certain features. The video is about existing features we're improving. This video, there will be videos on certain editions later. Awesome. And bug fixes. There's going to be a lot of bug fixes and very long patch notes for 1.0, which I probably will be covering on this channel. All right, so let's just dive on into this video and see all the improvements.
Welcome back, Flameborn. Today, we're going to be talking about some of the changes you can expect to see in Enshrouded when the game releases out of early access on the 15th of October. These are all based on feedback from you, the players. So as usual, thank you for sharing your feedback with us. Let's start with the dragon in the room, the Fell Dragon Youngling. It has long been the last boss in the game, and for many, it has been less of a formidable foe and more of an impassable obstacle. We're taking a few steps to remedy that. First, we're fixing the bugs that meant that the boss would sometimes reset to full life. But we're also fixing the bugs that sometimes got the boss stuck and unresponsive. The next steps we're taking are increasing the depth of the arena so that players will less often accidentally fall off or be pushed off by the dragon's gust of wind. We are also adding an additional phase where the dragon will land on the ground and melee players will be able to attack it without needing it to be stunned. Speaking of stunning, did you know that melee builds can reflect the rock projectiles to stun the dragon? The game does tell you, but anecdotal evidence from talking to many of you shows that a number of our players aren't trying to parry the projectiles. We are also reducing the amount of stunning attacks required before the dragon gets stunned, increasing the damage taken normally, as well as making the weak spot on its back effective for all weapon types. We're also making it stay stunned for a little longer, but to even it out, it will take a little less damage than before while stunned. Its hitbox will be refined to make it easier to hit, and last but not least, we're significantly reducing its overall health. Our goal with these changes is to make the fight against the Fell Dragon Youngling a challenge without turning it into a chore. Another addition we're making is that dying will no longer immediately reset the health of the enemies you are fighting. Instead, they will slowly regain their health so that a death in a tough fight doesn't always mean a complete do-over, and you get a chance to whittle away at your enemies. We're currently testing this feature internally to find a sweet spot, but as always, we'll be listening to your feedback. A lot of you were very vocal about not liking the changes brought to—
I realized my mic was off that whole time. Son of a bitch. Okay, so let's get back to what I was saying. I know Editor Me's not going to cut any of that out. Son of a bitch. Anyway, so let's react to this. First of all, awesome. I also did not know you could reflect those. I did not know that. But the one thing I do love about the change with this is that when you die, the health doesn't reset. That is absolutely amazing. Because that's the one thing I really hated about this, along with the fact that as a bow build, I needed to be mobile. So I was dodging a lot and I was trying to get around a lot, and that platform was so damn small, right? So I love that they made it bigger. You know, so now look at all the room I have to dodge roll if I need to. That's going to make the fight a lot more fun. And I may even try to not cheese the fight, which they haven't said that they fixed that. If you are curious about how to cheese the fight, I'm not condoning it, mind you. If you're curious how to, I am fairly certain, without now this is without being in game, so I can't guarantee that this is where you stand, but roughly you choose over here, right? Usually with bow build. If you're melee, I don't know how to help you in this situation. But if you're some sort of a ranged build, you stand over on the mountain and you rage him down, and he won't fight you usually over there. So it's just gonna take a long damn time because you can't hit his weak spot from there because you're too far away unless you're a fucking sniper, you know. But I really love these changes. You know, I might have to try the reflect thing though. I did not know you could do that. That's actually pretty sweet, I gotta be honest. I love that they also changed the stun too, so it's he's easier to stun. This is the example to me of like a fight that's challenging but not like frustrating, and that's the thing that I've always kind of the balance I've always had trouble with a lot of playthroughs and a lot of different games that try to copy Dark Souls. Is they try to go a little too hard for the sake of being hard. And it's like, okay, like there needs to be a fun aspect in this. Not everybody, there are people out there who love a challenge and that's their fun. Good on you. I'm not one of them. I like a challenge sometimes, but there's like a limit too, you know? All right, let's dive into the next section, but I really love that they changed this this fight. And you know what's funny? And I said this during my muted section, and I don't think I said it again. I don't think I've ever shown this fight. Out of all the videos that I've made on Enshrouded, I've never actually shown this fight, and I've never actually done this region. I meant to, but I just never did. It's crazy. I didn't realize that. All right, so let's dive into this next section here.
Feedback. A lot of you were very vocal about not liking the changes brought to Updraft by Update 8, which added a charge-up time to Updraft and changed the strength of the movement accordingly. You were very, very vocal. As you're well aware, we're making the game for you. So we're now letting you choose which version of Updraft you want with this nifty new setting in the Game tab. So, you've got the old instant Updraft, then the new, slower one if you think gliders are OP. Pick the option that works best for you.
Thank God. I hated the updraft changes. So I'll have to try this out. I'll definitely have to try that. But thank God, man. Like I knew something was wrong. I was like, I knew that they said they tweaked it, but I didn't know they tweaked it this much. This sucks. I hated updraft. I hated the updraft change. It made it almost like pointless, you know. So good on them for this. That's awesome. All right, next section.
The option that works best for you. Many of you over the years have affectionately called your Flameborn hobbits due to their slightly exaggerated head, hand, and feet sizes. But for 1.0, we're once again giving people what they want by adding new player proportions to look more like you're here to save the realm and less like you're looking for second breakfast. If you already have an existing character, head over to Elio Ricci, who can use his scissors to give your Flameborn a little trim. Looking a little fresher, no? One thing that we've heard a lot.
That's pretty sick. I love that. I've never really cared about that too much though, honestly. But I do love that, you know, you have that option. More character customization in general would be really cool. So that's pretty neat. I wouldn't mind second breakfast though, I gotta be real.
Lot from players building extensive bases and populating them is that their inhabitants tend to get stuck in awkward places.
Yes.
We've all had to rescue a pet who ventured where it shouldn't, but when it happens in a game, it can get frustrating. And when it happens to a grown man, it's even worse. Come on, Oswald.
Huh?
How did you get there?
Me? Just hanging around.
There's no quick fix for this, as there are many reasons why our NPCs and pets can end up stuck in the wrong places. However, all of the reasons we're currently aware of are fixed, which should cover most of the current cases players are seeing. If in the future we see this behavior happen again, we'll fix it too. Fishing has been reworked on a deep level to be less frustrating.
Okay. I'm trying to comment after each section. First of all, bravo on the city. Holy shit. Like, seriously, bravo. I know it's probably a dev who did this, but still, goddamn. Like, I could never do this. But yeah, that's been so frustrating with animals and like merchants and whatever, the NPCs just vanishing or getting stuck. And that's the reason why I didn't have them. The only people that I had walking around were like the backups, basically. Yeah, like the backups and just like the quest NPCs. I mean, not the quest, yeah, the primary merchants, like the blacksmith and the carpenter and the first ones that you get. I didn't have them moving. Their walking radius was 0. But the secondaries and the townsfolk, I had them walking around, but typically in a very low radius because they're less likely to get stuck that way. But this opens things up if I can have them walk around and makes things a little bit more lively, you know. I don't have to worry too much about the whole proportions thing back, even though I already commented on this section and it affecting a current playthrough because I'm starting a brand new one when it starts, so
We'll fix it too. Fishing has been reworked on a deep level to be less frustrating. Bait now attracts fish predominantly from the biome from which bait resources were taken. Improved fishing bait guarantees that biting fish will correspond to the tier of the bait. Location has no influence on the chance of catching fish. Specific fishing spots increase the chance for treasure and trash, just like some rods do. Other specific fishing spots increase the chance for fish to bite. Keen fishers will be able to tell these spots apart by paying close attention. These are only some of the changes we're bringing to Enshrouded for 1.0, and you will hear more from us over the coming weeks. We hope you're excited for this game's release out of Early Access and onto PlayStation 5 on October 15th. And in the meantime, let us know in the comments which of these changes you're most excited for.
very interesting. I love this game. I really do. I'm very excited for the Dragonfell changes, really. Fishing, I didn't really try it out. Honestly, it's not really something that I've dove into too much. Just don't really, I wouldn't say like it. It was frustrating, but also kind of boring at the same time. But we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna give it another shot with these improvements, maybe. But man, I gotta tell you, Enshrouded is definitely one of my favorite games right now. So I can't wait to see what else they reveal about what's coming in 1.0. I can't wait to see I wonder how different the world's gonna be. Like, I've realized early access and you get to see a lot of the things, but even playing through Power World now, I can see like how different the 1.0 version of it is. Even slight changes, it's like, oh wow, okay, like that's really different. Like, I can't wait to see how that happens in Enshrouded. You know, I really can't. It's gonna be so exciting, I think. You know, to see how different land, you know, like quest projects differently, how even the starter area, how that looks, and I'm excited. I'm really excited. So which part of this are you guys excited about? Is it the fishing? Is it the NPCs getting stuck? That was always super frustrating. You know, the dragon changes. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.